Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. I want to thank you for being in the trading room and watching this video. If you are or will watch this video, sure appreciate it. I'm going to cover the SPY. I've got a few charts to cover, quite a few actually, really quite a few. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm trying to get a lot in today. So here's the SPY. We're putting in a little doji this morning. We put in a doji yesterday. And this line here, 501, represents the 50% retracement. Get my little pen out here. There we go. 50% retracement from the most recent high to this breakout right in here. And what we really need, if you're going to be a bull, you really want to get back over that line of 506.45. If you're a bear, you want to stay under that. And if you're a bear and we get down here and break this 501.86, well, you just might do pretty well with your bear position. So congratulations on that, providing that works out. So if you're a bull, you want to be above this line here, and you want to see price move up. So because we have a doji, and it looks like we're going to open with that today, the way to handle that is put a line on top of the doji, put a line on the bottom of the doji, and the direction we trade is the direction that the powers to be, traders, investors, are looking to take us, okay? Doesn't mean that if we roll up, we're just going to get all kinds of bullish and run right up. If we roll down, it doesn't mean we're going to tank and, you know, trading blood's going to be all over the street. Doesn't mean that at all. So, but that's really what I'm going to be watching here, is if we break out or break below. Let's look at a few of the charts that I think a lot of people look at. We'll take MAGS. This is the ETF. Thanks for bringing this to the table. With Sean brought this to the table. Here's MAGS, M-A-G-S. This is the ETF for the Magnificent 7, and you can see we're sitting on the T-line here. Actually a pretty good little pullback chart, and may start to roll up. Below the T-line would give me an immense amount of caution, and possibly even look at a short. Another one is FNGU. I think this is a very important chart. We don't need that. Let's get rid of that. And you can see it's doing the same thing, really. A gap up. We're pulling back to the T-line. Anything over the T-line, I'm going to remain bullish. Anything over the trend indicator, I'm going to remain bullish. I am going to take and consider the candle pattern that is developed to get us to the trend indicator. So while above the trend indicator typically means bullish, depending on the candle pattern, we might have to back that up just a little bit. NVDL. NVDL chart that, you know, everybody in the world is probably peeking at, and, you know, what are they going to do? Well, I've heard a lot of stories last few days where NVDL has gone too high and needs to pull back. So there's a lot of rumors and stories that it's going to pull back a little bit. Maybe not in one day, you know, maybe in a couple days. And it is very possible, okay? It's also very possible that it continues its move up. So we as traders have to figure out what's going on here. Well, one, the things I'm going to look at is, let's turn this to a pin, in the overall market, I think, is still relatively bullish. So check mark. This chart here is still bullish. So I'm going to say check mark with trend. We've got a big pop up, just a minor 4-bar pullback, very calm, very collected. Doji here above the T-line, check. Why am I looking for something bearish unless you're just trying to hope and pick for a top? And that's what a few people I know are trying to do. How about we wait until there's an actually candlestick signal, the price action, that says overwhelmingly that over 50% of the traders want to be short. Because right now, the traders and investors, they're just kind of arguing on what they should be doing. In the meantime, they're having cocktails and they're actually all friends. And then at one point, they might not be so friendly to each other, but they're going to take a couple shots and then they're going to decide which way this thing's going to go. And we need to see as traders that price action. And that's the beauty of candlesticks. I don't want to get too late here. Microsoft is having a little bit of a problem. It's probably more of a bearish scenario than a bullish scenario. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to go bearish. I doubt it very seriously. This is the 50% retracement right here. I use this an awful lot. Let's put this little thing up here like this. And that's the 50% retracement area. So Microsoft would have to be on top of this. So if you're trading Microsoft long, we're going to need to see it break out and rest for an entry. If you're going to trade it short, really it won't take much to get that short in there because it's already below that line. Okay, so Microsoft is not helping the bulls very much. Apple is not helping the bulls very much. Now, I know here in the HRC trading room, there was some chatter about, Apple maybe trying to step up yesterday, and maybe they are, but if you're buying in here, you're just a bona fide bottom picker. Get a hold of Amazon and get some rubber gloves because you're just picking your bottom right now. There is no signs that Apple is ready to rock and roll yet. Sorry. Morning throat. Shouldn't be. I've been up 4.5 hours. Just bottom picking in here. We need this thing to turn around and start trending is what we want it to do, to be bullish. And to be bearish, seriously, the bulls seem to be finding support in this 180-ish area right through here. So maybe we just need a little more information. Another one that a lot of people like to watch is Tesla. And Tesla's trying to turn up here. It's doing a pretty good job now. We've got an inverted head and shoulders. We've got a low, high, higher, low, higher, high. Pulled back yesterday a little bit. Pulled back closer to the T-line. I see this morning there's a few buyers stepping in here. So Tesla might be still working. Targets I have on that are 207 and 215 up here for right now. Tesla. Then there's old Google. Like I said, I have other charts to look at. Man, I am really too much here today. Google is just a bona fide short. Just that simple. There is nothing long about this chart. The chart we see in front of us. By the end of the day, maybe something there can change. But right now, Google is just a short trade. And at this moment, I'm going to look at the dotted deuce and the 200 period moving average as targets. Then there's old Amazon. I think Amazon is still bullish at this point. We still have a little bit of a double top up here. We have pulled back. We're not pulling back bad at all. We need to wait for the buyers to come in. I believe this is that 50% retracement. Let me double check that. I could be wrong. No, that's actually a little low. There we go. There's the 50% retracement from this recent move here. So ideally, in a perfect world, if everything works out just like it's supposed to, maybe somewhere right in here, the bulls start stepping in. That would be a great place. We don't have to be exactly to it. And now we can start trading some Amazon on up. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So go Amazon. And the last one I have here that a lot of people watch is AMD. AMD is looking pretty good. I like it that it's kind of holding over that downtrend line. I think we just need a little band to kind of kick us up a little bit and hold it up there. So I'm watching this one really close for that buy. I'd like to buy it. I'd like it to break out. And then I'd like it to get right on up there to about $200. Don't see any reason why it can't be there. Okay, let's look at a few charts that I have. MPW. MPW. This is setting up for rounded bottom breakout. Setting up, not set up. The T line is above the 50 period moving average. The trend indicator is close and getting there. We've got an inside day now. I think this has, if bought about this line, just, I don't know where the buy would be, but right now, but about that line right there, that's about a 21% playground that you could trade in here, up to the dotted deuce here. So this is one that is maybe for stock. I wouldn't, probably no options on it, but maybe for the stock. This has some pretty good potential for somebody that wants to trade something like this. IBM. I think IBM is still setting up. It certainly has my interest yet. Was going to buy this back here, but what I wanted is proof that it broke out. Just a breakout during the day does not mean it is broken out. That is not a breakout. The breakout is the next day. If it holds up here, well, it could be the same day, I guess. The breakout like this. If we break out and we hold at the end of the day, that's a breakout. To confirm that breakout, you sure as heck don't want that candle right there. What you want is a candle that confirms that breakout. So for somebody interested in a false breakout, there you go, right there. So number one rule, don't buy breakouts in the middle of the day. So here we pull back. We're starting to roll back up. I like the way it's working. The weekly chart is trending. I like that. The weekly chart is trending. So I've really got my eyeballs on some IBM here. The next one I have is Lyft, LYFT. FT. T, 1T. There we go. LYFT, it's looking pretty good after this great big pop to the upside. We have broken out. This red line shows the breakout of the recent high over here. Trend indicator's green. Price is just kind of moving sideways, allowing that trend indicator to move up. T-line has already moved up in this. We did buy this yesterday, so we own this one here. And so what was I going to say? And the weekly chart is in a bullish trend now based on the road to wealth rules. So the weekly chart is looking pretty good as well as the daily chart here. Another one is USO. Keep an eye on USO. This thing looks like it's trying to break out. It wants to get out of here, in my opinion, out of all this construction. It's done a lot of constructing down here. It looks to me like it's trying to climb out of the hole and only work on top of the dirt, build the house up here, and, well, I'm all for it. And once it breaks out, it will probably rest, and that's where I think a good time to buy it. In here could also be a good time to buy it for those that like to buy down into here. Okay, that's just it's a great buying area, and a great buying area would be the breakout and maybe a day or two after the breakout. Take a look at the weekly chart, and the weekly chart is trying to move up as well. Whoa. The weekly chart, yesterday we talked about Fig Newtons in the room, and the weekly chart, wow, I just saw another pair. Mercy me. So let's make this pretty color here. So the last three bars here on the weekly chart, there's a Fig Newton, and then here's three bars, that's a Fig Newton. Now those are bullish charts. Those are bullish setups right there. So I'm really liking this now. So USO, nice little bottom rolling in here. We're over the 50 period moving average. The road to wealth trend is intact. Fig Newton. This is the weekly, right? Yeah. And so yeah, there we go. USO. Let's keep an eye on that one. Uber is trying to set up here in a nice little pennant. These are the kind of charts we like to see, where they roll up and they rest. Roll up and rest. You've got a T-line going here, a nice little wedge. So buying opportunity is pretty simple, really. There's nothing wrong with buying in here. you put your stop in, and then maybe an option is to wait for that breakout and then let it set for a couple of days so it can rest and prove that the breakout is really going to hold. But Uber is setting up there. What is this? Note. We get Note. Now, Note we've talked about several times here in the room, done a couple videos on it. And you can see Note. We pop up here like so. And then we have that wedge, that tightening. This is the resting. Yesterday, we ended up with a nice bullish candle. If you want to pull out, if you want to get crazy on your chart patterns, which I love to, is that not an a Fig Newton candle pattern right there? So, and right now, pre-market, we're over that. So what that does is saying that the bulls are interested, because here they're interested, here they're lost interest, here they're interested. So what we need is a decision out of this box. We might be getting our decision out of this box today. So let's keep an eye on Note. Two more, and then I'm done. DLTR has now broken out of that downtrend that we've had here. So there's the weekly chart. See that big, long downtrend? We have now broken out of that downtrend. So I think the downtrend is now the supporting area. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And what I'm going to use I'm actually going to go drop below that downtrend and use the price action right here. So above 146.65 now, I'm bullish on DLTR moving up, and targets on that. Targets, it's the simplest thing in the world. It is not hard. There you go. So all this does to me is that there's money to be made. It just shows me that once I have the targets on, I don't know that I pay a lot of attention to the targets. What I do now is I'm going to trade the price action and the trend. The last one I have is DG, and thank you so much for hanging with me. DG has a nice setup here, I think. Here we've popped up right to the 200, pull back, cleared the 200, and now we're just taking a breather in here. So watch for positive trading on DG. I want to thank everybody for hanging in there with me. I know today was long. I do appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. I'll be back at the bottom of the hour.